Hello from the west coast of a very sunny Scotland. Today I'm going to be staying in an off-grid cabin. It's located in the woods and beside a loch. It looks really special and I am so excited to see it. I'll be staying there for the next 3 nights. The check-in time is really soon, so I'm going to head over there now. Let's go. You'll often find me on a ferry, but not today. This cabin is on the Scottish mainland. It sits on the banks of Loch Fyne, Scotland's longest sea loch at 65 kilometres. Looks like the turn is coming up. I turned off the main road and headed down a track alongside the loch. Oh, I can see the loch. It's so beautiful. I am so excited to see the cabin. Wow. The views by the loch are amazing. I eventually caught sight of the cabin through the trees. I have just arrived. The drive down was amazing alongside the loch. I am so excited to go in. Let's go in and take a look. I have made it into the cabin and wow, my first impressions are amazing, especially because of all the windows. You can get incredible views out to the loch. Let me first give you a tour of the cabin. When you first come into the cabin, I entered there from the right hand side. Look at those windows. It's probably hard to show you the view properly because the sun is glaring into the camera, but this here is the living space. There is a chair, there is a log burner. That is so exciting. I absolutely love log burners. And it looks like there's a compartment there for cooking. Maybe you can put vegetables or something in there. There is a bench here for sitting in front of the fire. Beside the fire, there's some wood, and it mentions there's more firewood in the box behind the cabin. And then over here are some matches and fire lighters. Oh yeah, and a fire extinguisher, that's a good idea. Behind the sofa is the kitchen area. Wow, I like the design. It looks very modern and minimalist. So there is a kettle, there are utensils there, olive oil, and a large sink with dish soap, hand wash. I wonder what's in these cupboards. Let's have a look. Oh, this is the fridge inside here. Wow, lots more kitchen equipment, and there's more oil and things in the back there. Coconut oil, olive oil, sunflower oil. What is in this cupboard? Oh, lots of herbs and spices, coffee beans, tea. Oh my goodness, I don't think I've ever stayed anywhere where they've provided nice coffee. Sometimes you get instant coffee, but that is amazing. And all these herbs and spices, because it's always very hard to find this when you go and stay somewhere. Here are the cups. Oh, and there's an AeroPress. I've never actually used one of them before. Some of you have recommended an AeroPress in the comments, so I'll give that a go while I'm here. Maybe I need to watch a YouTube video on how to use it. And up here, there are more things. Oh, these are good for making toasted sandwiches. Opposite the kitchen there, a little area for sitting, a little breakfast bar. That's nice. And it looks like there are some goodies inside this. Oh, fantastic. Got some Brewgooder beer. That's a Scottish beer, I believe. And carbonated water. And some crisps. Oh, salt and vinegar, my favorite flavor. Oh, salt and vinegar, so good. And looking forward to trying these vegan sweets. Wow. And it mentions you can also keep the bag. And over here, there is a Bluetooth speaker, some Wi-Fi, and well, there's the guest book. I'll have to read through that at some point. And then here's a book about the accommodation. Oh, looking forward to reading that as well. Off-grid retreat. Oh, and here are some welcome materials. And then more information here. Wi-Fi password and how to use the stove. Well, that's helpful because every stove is so different. Beside the kitchen, there's this shelving here, and I noticed there is a cocktail making set. Amazing. There's some umbrellas, quite handy for Scotland. Well, hopefully it will be okay the next few days. The weather looks good. Okay, next, let's have a look in the bedroom. This here is the bedroom. So it's all quite open plan, which I like. The bedding is extremely soft. Wow. Let's check how comfy the bed is. Oh yeah. From the bed, you can see the views out to the loch from lying in the bed. This is amazing. Above the bed, there are some yoga mats and looks like a rug as well, and a beach towel. So if you want to swim in the cold loch, then you can use the beach towel. Beside the bed, I saw that they say only use the hairdryer provided. You need to use this hairdryer. Since the cabin is off-grid, a battery bank and 15 solar panels are used to provide energy. Now let's look in the bathroom. So there's a toilet, and I was reading that it's a normal toilet, so even though it's an off-grid cabin, it's a normal flushing toilet, it's not a compost toilet. There's the sink. There is a shower, so it's a rainforest shower. Oh, and there's shampoo, conditioner and body wash. They ask you not to use your own shampoo and conditioner, and they provide the shampoo, conditioner, body wash and also the dishwashing soap. So I was just reading that the reason why is because this place is off-grid, it goes into a septic tank, and all the products that they provide here are biodegradable, so they're easier to process instead of using ones that maybe have harsher chemicals in them. So that's quite interesting. There is some information about what happens with the toilet. So it goes into a septic tank. Even though the cabin is off-grid, with its Scandinavian design, it feels very cosy and comfortable. Beside the cabin, there are some tables and chairs. Little bit cold this time of year to be sitting outside, but this would be nice in the summer. There is the inside of the cabin, and this is the view that I'm looking out at from the windows. Unbelievable. Right in front of the cabin is a little path that goes down to the loch. I'm going to go down and see the views. The views down here at the loch are spectacular. It is quite seaweedy though, so I'm not sure if I will go in swimming over the next few days. I managed to see a really lovely sunset. It went down over the hills behind the loch, and as I'm sitting here, it feels so peaceful. If I close my eyes, all I can hear is the sound of the water of the loch lapping up against the shore. It's great. It's starting to get a little bit chilly now, so I'm going to unpack a few of my things from the camper van into the cabin, including some food which I bought on my way here. I've made it back into the cabin. It's pretty much dark already. It took me a little bit of time to organise everything into bags. This is my bag of food. Probably looks so big and so heavy, but this will last me for longer than the 3 days that I have here at the cabin. It'll probably last me for about a week. So let me show you what food I brought. I have laid out all the food to show you. So we have here some grapes, some raspberries. I plan to make a traditional Scottish dessert using this. I don't know if it'll be possible, but I will try. I have some blueberries, passion fruit, avocado. I got some oatcakes, and I'll have these with the traditional Scottish cheese that I got. I have some lemons, onion, garlic, some dill, which will go with some smoked salmon that I bought. Have some olives, some eggs. Here is the smoked salmon. This is from nearby here, and I'm going to have this tonight. Then I have patty scones. So these are traditional food from Scotland, and they're one of my favourite Scottish foods. Very yummy. I have this bread, Jason's sourdough. It's my favourite bread. And then over here, I've got some risotto rice, parmesan, some Scottish tablet. So If anyone hasn't heard of this before, it's a little bit like fudge, but harder. I also have some yogurt, some cottage cheese, which I love recently, some double cream, which is also going to be for the dessert, some butter, some capers to go with the smoked salmon, and then some creme fraiche as well for one of my recipes. And I got some traditional Scottish cheeses. I have here organic Gouda from the Highland Dairy. It's with garlic and nettle. This one here is Kintyre Blue. So I used to serve this in a restaurant I used to work in when I was a teenager, and I haven't tried it for years. So I saw this and thought I'd get it. I also got this, the Morangi Brie. This is made in Tain in northern Scotland. And I bought this because I know some of you watching will be interested in this cheese. It's a Springbank mature cheddar, so single malt mature cheddar. So Springbank is a distillery from Campbelltown, and it's a very nice whiskey. So I bought this because I thought it'd be interesting to give it a try. I also have here seaweed chutney. This is made on the Isle of Mull. Very interesting. So this will be nice with the cheese. And I brought with me my favourite evening drink. There is something so nice and cosy about having a lovely hot drink in the evening, but many of them out there contain sugars and artificial ingredients. About a year ago, I started drinking Beam's Dream Powder, and it not only tastes amazing, it also helps me have a better night of sleep. It contains only 15 calories, it's free from any sugar or artificial ingredients, and it's vegan and keto friendly. You can make it using water or milk, but my favourite way to make it is using oat milk. It becomes so creamy and so yummy. There's a variety of different flavours to choose from, including cinnamon cocoa, vanilla chai, and my personal favourite, chocolate peanut butter. Dream tastes like a really delicious hot chocolate, but it contains ingredients like reishi and magnesium, which contribute to a better night of sleep. On the nights that I drink Beam, I find that I fall asleep much easier, I stay asleep, and if I do happen to wake up, which does sometimes happen when I'm travelling in the van and in different places, I find it much easier to fall back asleep again. If you're looking for a way to fall asleep, stay asleep, and wake up feeling refreshed, Beam's Dream Powder might be exactly what you need. If you click my link in the video description below or scan the QR code on the screen, you can use the code RuthAshling and get up to 35% off Beam's Dream Powder and enjoy some great nights of sleep. Now let's get the fire lit. It looks like the fire is all set up and there's fire lighters in there. Everything's labelled. Wow, the fire is away! What a difference using fire lighters makes! Oh, it's so much easier when you use fire lighters. Okay, so down here, I can turn the heat down, and here, and that is the fire. So the sea loch just in front of the cabin here is called Loch Fyne, and the local shop that I went to earlier is called the Loch Fyne Oysters and Seafood Bar, I think, and they sell Scottish smoked salmon. So it's a great place to stop if you're in this area because it's really on the way, like if you're going to Inverary, if you're going over to some of the islands like Islay or Jura, or if you're going down the Kintyre Peninsula to Campbelltown, and it's great to stop in there for lunch or just to pick up some local produce. But they do smoked salmon in there, and something I always buy when I'm going past, and I did today, is the trimmings of the smoked salmon. So these are like the offcuts, and they're cheaper to buy than buying a whole big package of smoked salmon. I'm planning to make a smoked salmon pasta, and I've never made smoked salmon pasta before. So I've got all the ingredients, so let's give it a try. Wow, the fire is really starting to heat up. This is a really good log burner. So easy to light and already so much heat coming out, and the fan is pushing the heat out across the room. Very nice log burner. Okay, I found a recipe that I'm going to follow and it looks so yummy. So I have tagliatelle that I will use for the pasta. I was just putting some salt into the pasta water, and I was just thinking, I think this might be the best stocked accommodation I've ever stayed at, because sometimes you go places and they don't even have salt and pepper or olive oil, but here there's all these herbs and spices. I know I keep going on about it, but I think it's great. Oh. The pasta is ready. I'm so looking forward to trying it. It looks absolutely delicious. Can't believe it's my first time making it. And I put a beer in the freezer. One of the beers that the lovely cabin left for me. This is it, the New England IPA. I thought I was spilling it on the counter there, but it's just the reflection. Oh, it fits perfectly. I didn't think it would fit. Oh, it's nice. It's a little bit sweet. Oh my goodness, this looks so good. That is yummy. Smoked salmon and pasta is so good. I still have quite a lot of smoked salmon left, so I'm going to be having a few more meals with smoked salmon. That's something I notice when I travel alone. When I have to cook for one, I always find it difficult to know how much pasta to cook. And then if I do make like 2 or 3 portions, the first time I eat it, it's really yummy. But that by the time it's the 3rd time eating it, I'm getting kind of tired of it, and then I don't want to eat that meal again for a really long time. But I guess it saves you cooking more than once if you can make 3 of the same meal. But I think I managed this portion well. I think this recipe is going to be added to my repertoire of recipes. I will link the recipe below actually, so if any of you want to make this, you can follow the same recipe. Good morning from the cabin. I had such a wonderful sleep last night. It was the comfiest bed. It was like sleeping on clouds. I've come into the living area here, and the views this morning from the cabin are spectacular. Wow, with all these windows on the front of the cabin, you really get a panoramic view over the loch, and there's nobody walking past. I've not even seen a single car go past. It is really quiet here. I'm going to go for a run along the track here, and then if I'm feeling brave enough, I might even go for a dip in the loch. So I just ran for about 5 kilometres. It is such a beautiful place to run here alongside the loch, and I didn't meet anyone. It is so quiet. I was looking out for seals as I was running, but recently I've been doing something called high rocks training. So high rocks is a type of competition. It's a competition where you do lots of different things, but I'm not planning to do the competition. I just do the training for the competition because it's a good way to build fitness, and I've been doing it 3-4 times a week when I can, and it's really transformed my running ability because I've never been someone that's very good at running, and even 3-4 months ago I was just managing to run 5 kilometres without stopping. I think I mentioned that previously in a video, that was one of my goals. If you're interested in improving your fitness, I would definitely check out High Rocks. It's made a big difference for me. So I'm going to go into the loch now. I think it looks like the tide has actually come in a little bit since yesterday. Because this is a sea loch, the tide comes in and out, and I was reading, I think in the book here, that the tide changes by about 3 meters, but it looks like it's maybe a bit more than that. I think it's 2 degrees Celsius right now, so that's a reflection of what the temperature of the water might be. I guess I'm quite hot and sweaty after the running, so it's a good time to go in. I might just last 10 seconds. Let's do this. Okay, I have got ready into my swimming gear. Oh my gosh, I don't know if I can do this. I don't know why I'm feeling cold even looking at the water. Even if I go in for 5 seconds, I'm sure I won't regret it. Then I'll jump into the hot shower. So I actually have socks. Don't know if you can see them. These are for cold water swimming. And I have the gloves as well. So I bought these about 2 years ago because when I came back to Scotland, it was December and I got really into cold water swimming in the sea. And the water was about 5 degrees at that time. Having the gloves and socks really helps because those parts of your body are known as the extremities. They get colder much quicker. So these really help. Okay, let's do this. Oh, okay. Time to do this, even if it only lasts 5 seconds. Okay. Okay, that's enough. That's enough. Gosh! Oh my goodness! Oh my gosh, having the gloves and the socks makes such a difference. Oh, that's really cold. It's really cold, but it's not as cold as I thought it would be. Oh, okay, time for a warm shower now. Oh. I just had a shower and it was so hot. It was absolutely amazing after that very refreshing swim in the loch, and it heated up so quickly. I think it's powered by gas. I saw some gas bottles behind the cabin when I parked up the van. So yeah, what a great shower. Oh, brilliant. Now I'm going to make a hot coffee, and I saw yesterday in the cupboard an AeroPress here. I've never used one before. I've been thinking about getting one for my van actually because they look quite good. And there's also this hand grinder. I've never used one of these before, so yeah, I watched a YouTube video about how to use one, so hopefully it works. And there are some organic coffee beans. And then you grind it, and then the ground coffee ends up in the bottom here. Okay, I'm really nervous to try this, I don't know why. Oh my gosh, is this the best? Gosh, I don't know if it's better to like do it like this. This is a workout. Oh gosh. When I used to work in a coffee shop, I remember them saying it always was better to freshly grind the coffee and then make the coffee, and it tastes better rather than using the ground coffee from yesterday. Maybe the coffee will taste even better. Oh no, I've hardly done any. I'm starting to get some nice coffee smells. Hopefully all this will be worth it. Okay, about halfway through. Okay, I think we're done. Oh my gosh, what an arm workout. That was harder than the run. Let's see the results of my hard labour. Is that maybe enough for 2 coffees? There we go.
In this video, I'm going to be talking through my recommended AeroPress technique. Now, this is a technique that I think will be a great default technique.
There we go. Oh, that's a very nice coffee. This coffee was definitely worth the arm workout, but it's so nice sitting here. And I haven't lit the fire this morning, but it's still really cozy inside the cabin. I did see some heaters. There's a heater in the bathroom, so perhaps they've turned on, I'm not sure. But I will light the fire again later because it really warmed up the whole place last night when I had it on. I have decided to head out. It's actually almost lunchtime, and nearby here is the Loch Fyne oyster bar, and they're only open on certain days at the moment for lunch because it's not the peak season yet. So I'm going to head over there and hopefully get some lunch. It does say that you should make a reservation, but I can't seem to make a reservation for today on the same day. I can make a reservation for tomorrow, so they might be full and it might not be possible, but I will go and try. I am so excited. Let's go. I'm at cabin for a few hours. Okay, I have just arrived here at the Loch Fyne Oysters restaurant in Delhi. Let's go in and see if they can accommodate me for lunch, fingers crossed. The Loch Fyne Oyster Bar in Delhi is a renowned seafood restaurant and shop located at the head of Loch Fyne and around a 10-minute drive from the cabin. It started in the 1970s as a small oyster farm and has since grown into one of Scotland's most famous seafood destinations. It specialises in oysters, mussels, smoked salmon and other local seafood, and is committed to sustainable aquaculture and ethical sourcing. It has a fantastic deli and shop offering fish, shellfish and gourmet Scottish produce, and it's where I bought the local cheeses. I managed to get a seat at the bar here. This is lovely. So this is the menu. There is so much to choose from. After contemplating for a very long time what to order, I decided to go for oysters and a starter size of mussels. I ordered 6 oysters to start with, and this here is a vinaigrette. Wow, these look so good. I really enjoyed my lunch in the Loch Fyne restaurant. It was fantastic. I wanted to order so many things on the menu. There were so many yummy dishes to choose from. They were telling me the oysters and the mussels are from just there on the loch. I really enjoy oysters actually. I know they're not for everyone, but I went to an oyster farm and did a tour on the west coast of Ireland last year, and I learned a lot about how oysters are produced and the different types of oysters and the sizes and the different tastes as well depending on where they come from, and it was really interesting. So since then I've got a greater appreciation for oysters. Beside the Loch Fyne restaurant there is a garden centre, and I went in there just to have a little look, and they've got a really vast selection of books on different topics in Scotland. So I ended up buying 4 books, which probably seems a bit extreme, but they're all about very interesting topics. And it's sometimes hard to find these books about Scotland, and they have them all there. I really enjoy reading books like this because I make videos about Scotland. There's only so much information available online when I research before I go places, but when I read books, I get such a greater knowledge about the history of a place or about what happened at that place, so that I can make better videos for all of you watching. So I will show you later which books I bought. Before I head back to the cabin, I needed to go to the nearby town called Inveraray to buy some honey, because the recipe that I want to make tonight, the traditional Scottish dessert, needs honey, and I forgot to buy it yesterday on my way to the cabin. So head there next, pick up the honey and then head back. Inveraray is located about a 12-minute drive from Loch Fyne Oysters. It's the historic county town of Argyll and is known for its castle and jail, a 19th century prison turned museum, where visitors can experience life as a prisoner and learn about Scotland's legal history. Inveraray is located on the banks of Loch Fyne and has great waterfront views. I came to the co-op in Inveraray, managed to get some honey for my recipe tonight, and I also realised I need a whisk, and I didn't see one in the accommodation. I can't remember, so I was wandering around in Inveraray and I came across this, and it was £1 from the charity shop, and I'm not sure if it's a whisk or what it is really. I was speaking to the people in the charity shop and we were trying to think when we might have used this before. I'm not really sure. It doesn't look like a traditional whisk. Does anyone know what is this used for? Anyway, I got it because I don't want to drive all the way back and then there's no whisk. So hopefully this will work if there's no whisk in the accommodation. Now time to head back to the cabin. I just made it back to the cabin with my honey and my whisk, and I came over to the kitchen area and noticed that there is a whisk here. Oh dear. Time for a cup of tea. With my cup of tea, I'm going to have some Scottish butter tablet. I wonder if butter tablet is different to normal tablet. The kettle is ready. Oh, it's so hard. This is my favourite spot to sit. And out there, there's a fishing boat. I think they're pulling up lobster pots. It's really fascinating to watch. As I'm sitting here drinking my tea, I'll quickly show you the books that I got earlier because I know a lot of you are quite interested in reading books about Scotland as well. The first book is called Eccentric Wealth. It's by Alistair Scott and it's about the story of the Isle of Rum. And that is an island off the west coast of Scotland. I want to go there at some point, but there's a really interesting story about the man who used to own the Isle of Rum. So this is this book here. The next book I got is called Polly. So the true story behind Whiskey Galore. So this was a ship that sank, I believe, off the west coast of Scotland and there was a lot of whiskey on board and it's the story of what happened to the whiskey. This is written by Roger Hutchinson, who also wrote the book Callum's Road. I really enjoyed his writing style, so that convinced me to buy this book. The next book is called The Soapman, again by Roger Hutchinson. He's written a lot of books about Scotland. And this is about a landowner on the Isles of Lewis and Harris and how the people living there were not treated fairly. So looking forward to reading this one. The fourth book is called The Battersea Raiders. This is by Ben Buxton. Battersea is an island on the Outer Hebrides and this book also touches on the topics of land ownership. I have lots of books to read. I'm going to be very busy over the next while reading all of these, all very interesting topics. Up there you can see the smoke coming out of the chimney from my fire. So this is cabin 2 that I'm in here. So it's facing out this way to the loch and there's actually another cabin but you can't even see it from here. It's a little bit up the road, so I'm going to walk up and have a little look because I don't think there's anyone staying there. My goodness, look at that view over there. Wow, when the sun starts to go down it is so beautiful. It's almost purple, the sky. Here is the other cabin, cabin 1, and then it looks out onto the loch as well. Oh, spectacular. There's the sign there for cabin 1, and then outside there are these chairs. So it's slightly different actually because it's facing like front out. Oh, it's probably quite hard to see because of the reflection. A similar sofa, also a fire, and then behind is the kitchen. Don't know if you can see it there, my reflection's in the way. So this is what it looks like from the other side, and then at the back is the bedroom. So it's a very similar layout to the cabin that I'm in. So when I booked, you can actually choose cabin 1 or cabin 2, but I'd never been before. And there is a good description on the website, but it's nice to see them in real life and compare. And if you're interested to stay here at these cabins, I will put the link in the video description below. It's definitely a very special place beside the loch with these incredible views. Earlier today when I went swimming, the water was so far up. I think it was up to around this area here. And now look how far away it is. There's a big difference in the tides. Now the sun has left us for the day. I'm going to get started on tonight's cooking. So I'm not going to do too much cooking, but I am going to make a traditional Scottish dessert. It's called cranachan. It's made using cream, raspberries, honey, oatmeal and whiskey. There's a lot of whipping of cream to be done, so I'm going to get started on that first. I need to turn this into whipped cream, so this might be a long job. It is starting to thicken. Oh my gosh, look at it! Look at what I made! How incredible is that? Oh, that looks like raspberry jam. While the oats are toasting, it will take about 5 minutes. I'll start getting the cheese board set up. And I'm going to put in 1 tablespoon of whiskey, some of the oats. Oh, it's said to wait till they're cool, So hopefully it's okay. Oh no! Oh my gosh, it's completely ruined my whipped cream. Oh no, what a disaster. Let's try and whip it up and see. Oh, it's thickening. So it tastes really good, but unfortunately, it's really runny. Putting the hot oats in there ruined it. I've got more cream. I'm gonna whip up some fresh cream. I'll put this to the side. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I have to whip it again. That was so hard. Let's do cream round 2. Okay, and a little bit of whiskey. Okay, transferred the oats to the plate. I'm not going to put as many oats in. Keep a little bit for garnish. That's better. This is the correct recipe, what it's meant to look like. And this was the failed one. This looks like overnight oats. First, put in some raspberries on the bottom. Look at this. Okay, I know it started out really badly, but this turned out fantastic. So I'm going to put it in the fridge now and then eat it after my cheese board. Okay, so the cheese board is ready. So that is the can of sparkling water that came in the bag when I first checked in. So I'll try that. I have here some grapes and oatcakes made in Scotland. And then over here is the cheese board. So this is the Morangi Brie, the Kintyre Blue. This is the nettle and garlic Gouda. This is the Springbank single malt cheese, and then this is the seaweed chutney, and I have some olives here as well. Okay, so this is a very well earned dinner after whipping up all that cream. First, I will try the garlic and nettle one because it looks very interesting. Hope I don't get stung by the nettle. That is so good. Not too overpowering with the garlic, and it's very soft, very like normal Gouda cheese, but has that hint of garlic and nettle through it. Very good. Okay, next I'm going to try the single malt cheese. So this is the cheese which is infused with Springbank. I wonder if the whiskey will be overpowering. Very nice. You can taste a little bit of whiskey, but it's not like an alcoholic flavour. When people describe a whiskey like nutty or salty or peaty, those kind of flavours have come through the whiskey into the cheese, not the alcohol flavour. And the cheese itself is very nice. It's a nice cheddar maybe, I'm not sure. Next one is the Kintyre Blue. So I know blue cheese is not for everyone. It can be quite strong. Well, it's definitely more of a mild blue cheese. It's not very strong at all, but you can taste the blue cheese flavour in it. Okay, this one I've tried before, the Morangi Brie. It's quite a creamy cheese inside. It's nice that it's creamy because I don't like it when you buy a soft cheese like this. It's still hard on the inside and you have to wait to eat it. It's like buying a hard avocado. Well, this one's very nice. So creamy, so easy to eat this one. I'm getting quite a mild flavour. Very nice selection here. Okay, I need to try the seaweed chutney. I really like that businesses are starting to use seaweed. I was speaking to someone recently and they were trying to do something with seaweed. I can't remember where I was, but they said there's a lot of regulations and rules if you want to farm seaweed in Scotland. So I don't know if that's true or not, but they tried to do it, they said, and it was very complicated. Interesting. Definitely tastes like seaweed. Might not be for everyone. It might be an acquired taste. I'm just going to have a spoon on its own so that I can actually taste it properly. Oh, it is nice. Definitely worth a try, and it is quite spicy. There's a spice kick coming at the end of it. Very good. Time to try the Cranachan traditional Scottish dessert. This is quite a large portion. Maybe I'll just eat half. I was planning to make 2 glasses, but there wasn't really enough raspberries. Oh, it's nice with the oats through it. You can also taste the whiskey in the cream. Oh, this is yummy. I like that it's not overly sweet because it's only a dash of honey in there. It's just got a touch of sweetness. Outside. It's quite cold, but it's really nice to have the warm coffee and looking out at the loch. Last night before I went to sleep, I read the first part of this book. It is so good. I'm really enjoying it so far and really want to visit the Isle of Rum now after reading a bit more about its history. The Loch Fyne smoked salmon with scrambled eggs. So good. Now that I'm full of energy after my breakfast, I'm going to head out for a walk because the weather today is so beautiful. The skies are blue. I'm going to just walk alongside the shore of the loch and look out for different birds. And there's also something within walking distance that looks quite interesting to visit. As I'm walking alongside the loch here, I passed the Loch Fyne oysters, and that must be where they process the oysters from the loch and then they're served in the restaurant I went to yesterday. In Scotland, both seawater lochs and freshwater lochs are common, and despite their differences, they are both called loch. Over time, Scots and Gaelic speakers used the word loch for both inland bodies of water and coastal inlets, leading to its dual meaning in modern usage. Scotland has approximately 160 sea lochs, primarily along the west coast. These are deep, fjord-like inlets, often extending far inland, with Loch Fyne being the longest. They are influenced by tides and have a mix of fresh and salt water and support marine life such as seals, dolphins and seabirds. On the other hand, there are over 30,000 freshwater lochs in Scotland, ranging from small lochans to vast bodies of water. These lochs are typically formed by glacial activity and are found inland. I have now made it to the woodland area of Ardkinglass Estate, and there are lots of walks that you can do here. I ended up spending quite a bit of time down at the loch. The views were unbelievable, and I filmed an extra video for Patreon sharing a little bit about the recent videos I've been working on and the future videos that I have in the works. And if you're interested to join Patreon, I will leave the link below. I'm sometimes posting extra videos on there like Q&As and also uncut longer versions of most of the videos that I post here on YouTube. As I was walking, I passed Ardkinglass House, and that is the estate house. It's a very grand house, and on the estate here there is many huge trees. For example, this one behind me. I am about to cross over this bridge here. I looked down at this water. That would be such a nice place for swimming. Wow, it's so clear. This place is absolutely beautiful. There are many places in Scotland that don't have trees, and I often see comments about that on my YouTube videos. However, there are places in Scotland that do have trees, and there are many people all over Scotland doing great work to replant trees and reforest Scotland. And this is a great example. I read on the information board that they're doing a lot of replanting here on this estate. The Ardkinglass estate covers around 20,000 acres of land, including woodlands and farmland along Loch Fyne. After reading about its woodland garden, I decided to visit. Its woodland garden is known for its significant collection of rhododendrons and conifers, and has a fairy trail. This tree behind me is huge, and it says it's 10 metres in diameter. This is such a lovely place, and the fairy trail is really nice with all the little doors and the names of the fairies that live inside the trees. The woodland garden requires a £5 donation to enter. There's also a Gruffalo trail based on the beloved children's book. This woodland garden is absolutely beautiful, and I think it would be a great place to bring kids as well because of the fairy trail and also the Gruffalo trail. I really enjoyed my walk in the woods. I came back and went for another run. It's such a nice place to go running here. The sun is going down and it is getting chilly, so I'm about to light the fire. Okay, it is time for round 3 of smoked salmon. So I have a little bit left over, and tonight I plan to make smoked salmon risotto. I'm looking forward to trying this salmon risotto. It looks really delicious, and it's a little bit liquidy, more than I'd planned for since I put the lemon and the creme fraiche inside. It turned quite liquidy, but I'm sure it will still taste good. Wow, that is yummy. I think equally as good as the smoked salmon pasta. Very nice. The salmon risotto was so good, and I have some leftover Cranachan from last night. I didn't manage to finish it yesterday, but yeah, I hope it'll still taste okay. The juice has come out of the raspberries a little bit, so it's a bit watery, but actually the flavours are more infused, so it's actually very delicious. Good morning from the cabin. It is time to check out. I have had such a wonderful few days here at the cabin. It is so cozy and warm in the cabin, and for me the best part is the location. I've really enjoyed looking out at the views over the loch. I've enjoyed the walks, the runs, and also all the amazing seafood that's available nearby. I'm so sad to leave, but I hope I can come back another time. Thank you so much for watching this video today, and I'll see you next time for another adventure in Scotland.